और अभी आपको लिए चलेंगे इस्लामाबाद, जहां वजीर आजम शाहिद खाकान अब्बासी तकरीब से खिताब
यूसुफ नसीम खोकर, सेक्रेटरी पावर डिवीजन, वाइस चांसलर कॉमसेट, MNAs, Excellencies, Ambassadors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege for me to be here, to be able to talk to you on a very auspicious occasion, the official start of net metering in Pakistan. This is not a new concept, but unfortunately in the past we had been unable to implement this concept. This is, I think, a very important milestone for the power sector in Pakistan. It will provide us sustainable energy, which is environment friendly, and it will also help us meet the supply-demand gap. It will help us meet the supply-demand gap without investment by the government. And it will also increase the share of renewable energy in our energy mix. We are currently less than 2%, and the government is trying to increase that, but there are off-take issues, there are other technical issues with renewable energy, and this concept, net metering, which is a universal concept, it is global, will help us increase the share of renewables in our energy mix. It is also an indigenous effort. The equipment is imported to a large extent, but once it is installed, the government will benefit from cheap energy. The losses in the system are also, there are almost no losses because the system is owned by the operator, and he uses it for his own purposes, and he sells the surplus to the government. So while it will replace the requirement of generation for the government, it will also provide cheap energy for the system whenever it is surplus. The generator or the operator benefits from replacing expensive energy with his own generation and is able to recover his investment by selling the surplus to the government. So the net effect is cheaper and more efficient power. And that is what this government has been trying to do. In 2013, there was a huge gap between demand and generation, and it almost seemed to be impossible to fix. Since Pakistan came into being in the 66 years before 2013, we had put in about 20,000 megawatts of generation capacity, including the large hydel plants at Tarbela and Mangla. The requirement has to be over 10,000 megawatts of new generation. And Alhamdulillah, the government has been able to do that. It has been able to put in over 10,000 megawatts of new and efficient generation. It has been able to initiate another 15,000 megawatts of projects which will provide Pakistan with sustainable, efficient and reliable energy till 2030. So not only the problem has been fixed for today, it has been fixed for tomorrow also. And for the first time, Pakistan has been able to diversify its energy mix. We today have coal, we have additional hydel, both storage and run of the river. We have, for the first time, imported gas-based plants, which are today the most efficient in the world. We have wind and solar, renewable energy. We are also, for the first time, developing our own coal resource at Thar and using that to generate power. So a wide spectrum of power projects are happening. Most have been completed, they are online. The effects are very obvious. This winter, the load shedding is down to negligible levels, and wherever it is happening, it is not because of non-availability of power. It is mostly happening because of either local issues or transmission or distribution constraints, which we are trying to fix. So Alhamdulillah, today we can safely say that every power consumer in Pakistan can have as much power as he wants, wherever he wants it, at any time that he wants it. Our challenge now is to make it more efficient and to reduce the cost of generation. That is what we are working on, and net metering is a big part of that. When Awais Lagari Sahab took over, I placed a bet with him that this will not happen because of bureaucratic inertia, which I had witnessed over the last 4 years. Unfortunately, our whole system is very averse to change. And these are major changes. The concept is simple, but the changes are major. We are not used to this change. So I would, although he has won the bet, I would very seriously suggest to him that he make sure that the implementation continues. Because I'm grateful to ComSat for taking the initiative. A couple of other people, POF was taking the initiative, the National Assembly has also taken the initiative, but the key to this whole thing is to make it common, to make it available to everybody. And I also told him that if he offers the same rate as the own generation mix of our energy basket, then almost every Pakistani will start investing in it. The key is to incentivize people to replace their power with their investment and sell the surplus to government at a very cheap rate, at 1/3 the rate that you normally offer to people, because the operators or generators' investment is paid for by his replacement of energy. So if the government starts buying at 9 or 10 rupees, it is not a sustainable proposition. So while we look at adding more net metering into the system, and I personally believe the potential is very vast. So we must make sure that the power obtained by the system from net metering is sustainable, and it is at a cost which actually results in a reduction in the cost of her energy basket. So let me again thank the Ministry of Power for taking this initiative, but again I think it needs to be watched very carefully, and the benefits need to be quantified so that while the operator benefits, the government and the other consumers in the system must also benefit. So I congratulate Awais Lagari Sahab, and I thank ComSats, and I am very sure that this concept of net metering, which is a democratic concept, everybody can be today a generator of power. You can put up a system in your home, generate power, and the buyer is available. The buyer is the local disco or the CBPA or whatever entity pays for that power. So I think we are today at a threshold which will provide cheap, efficient, reliable and sustainable power for Pakistan. Thank you very much.
और आपने इस वक्त देखा वज़ीर आज़म शाहिद खाकान अब्बासी इस वक्त मौजूद हैं इस्लामाबाद में, कॉमसेट्स में मौजूद हैं, नेट मीटरिंग फ्रेमवर्क की इफ्ताही तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे हैं। खिताब करते हुए उन्होंने कहा कि नेट मीटरिंग एक नया तसव्वुर है, हुकूमत तवानाई के बहरान पर काबू पा चुकी है।